Hey guys, welcome back to another Asagao Academy. Holy crap, it's been a long time since I played this game. But I'm actually really excited to get back in. Probably because I forgot to freaking do crap with the story. And, yeah. So, I can't remember what we did last episode. Because I haven't played in a long time. But anyways. The radio show was hosted in Asagao Arts Center, wasn't it? That's where they took me after the Flower Festival. There was no problem in simply popping by, right? Just to wish him luck before the big game. This wasn't weird at all. I entered the Asagao Art Center and made my way through the halls to the radio showroom. Is my music on? Hold on a second. My music is on, it's just that probably the audio isn't on right now. The show was still going, so I couldn't just barge in. Instead, I stood outside the door, waiting for PBG and John to finish up. I sighed. What was I really doing here? Why did I care so much? 'Cause you guys are my shit. Ian was right. If PBG wanted to do something, it was none of my business whether he did it. I didn't run his life. He didn't have to make his decisions to taking me into consideration. But I didn't just feel concerned for him. I also felt a little responsible for him. Back when we were little, I was the one who watched out for PBG. I protected him from the people who made fun of him, chased down boys who tripped him on purpose. I even punched a kid in the face after I saw him shove PBG down on the concrete. We were only a few months apart in age, but he always felt like a little brother to me. It was hard for me to see him as anything different, even now that he is so insanely tall and clearly had things together. Well, as together as obsessively destroying yourself over a silly soccer game could be. Should have punched me if you were so scared. What if I was an actual alien? Then punching you wouldn't have made much of a difference. You don't know that! John and PBG walked right past me, too deep in the argument to even notice I was standing there. I gently cleared my throat. I didn't even need to say that. Oh, Hana, it's just you. What are you doing? What are you doing here? John glanced from me to PBG and smiled like a Cheshire cat.
See you later.
Hey, I gotta get going, but I'll leave you two here. Take your time, too. We have permission to be out, so we won't get in any trouble. Blush. I smiled at him and winked at me. PBG was pink. So, why are you here?
Well...
Cuss word. I didn't really think about it, what I should... Wait, hold on a second, let me read this again. I didn't really think about what I should say once I was here. Mostly I just wanted to see him to put my mind at ease. Yeah, he was still alive, and he was still in one piece. He didn't even look that bad, much better than he had the last few days. Maybe he'd been using that time to catch up on sleep. Maybe he still shouldn't be missing so much class, though. What should I say? You've been pushing yourself too hard. I want to support you. I want to see how you were doing. I want to support you, man. I've been conflicted. I feel like you're pushing yourself too hard, but I know how important this is to you. I just wanted to do something to help. I stopped. I wanted to give him something, but what? You don't have to do that. I fumbled around my jacket looking for anything that might serve as a good gift. There was nothing but my body. Oh, wait! Stepping forward, I wrapped my arms around him in a hug. My head just barely reached his chest. It was more like hugging his stomach than hugging him. His heart was beating rapidly just under my ear. He went stiff as a door. Maybe this wasn't the right thing. He shifted a little under me, then I felt two arms... Okay, hold on a second. Can you guys hear my voice? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'll lower the volume just in case. Okay. He shifted... Okay. I felt two long arms wrap themselves around me, too. Something prickly and heavy hit the top of my head.
Hana.
Thank you, Hana. As he spoke, vibrations tickled my head and face. problem. We stood like that for some time, longer than was strictly necessary for a friendly hug, but I didn't mind. In fact, I kind of liked it. It was different from the normal kind of hug I got from my or my parents. Something seemed different, but I couldn't put my finger on it. Sorry about that. Finally, he pulled away. As I smiled at him, I realized what was weird. My heart was beating like crazy. PBG's face was rosy pink, and I was sure mine was the same. He cleared his throat. Well then, I guess I'll just have to get going now. He started walking backwards towards the door, not taking his eyes off of me. Yeah, good. Yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, no problem. Will I see you at the game tomorrow?
Yeah.
You know I will. I beamed at him and he beamed back. Great. Man, I'm so excited. There's no way we'll fail. Thanks, Hana. I didn't do anything. No, you definitely did. He hit the door with a loud bang. Jerking around, he grabbed the handle and tried to pull it open, but it didn't budge. It's a push door. He pushed the door so hard that when it opened, he flung himself out into the night air. He stood for a few seconds, processing what happened. Just as the door swung closed, he turned and waved to me. That was well worth the wait. The afternoon of the big game. The sun was harsh and the air was heavy. This reminds me of something. I don't know what. This just reminds me of something. The humidity was almost unbearable. Going outside felt like walking into an indoor swimming pool. It was finally halftime of the soccer match. The score was even, 3-3. While Asagao's biggest rival, the Morai Fates, I don't think I know that, were being extremely aggressive. One player in particular already got a yellow card and was consistently getting into minor scrapes. So far, no one was hurt, but there was plenty of moments where Asagao might have been able to score, had they not been avoiding his risky lunges. It wasn't looking good. BG was in great form, but stress had taken its toll. His hair was matted with sweat and beads of it dripped down his face. He waved his arms around vigorously, talking to Jeff, who was being just enthusiastic back. It doesn't look like it's going very well. Don't worry. We just gotta believe in the team.
Well,
if you say so. I didn't feel good about this, not at all. PBG and the rest of the team jogged back into the field. He got into position this time at the center forward, directly opposing the rogue player from Morai. I have a bad feeling about this. The whistle blew as Mai turned to me. If you keep acting like that, you'll drag the team down. Come on, why can't you... PBG! PBG was on the ground, holding his leg and writhing in pain. The rogue player stood above him, smirk on his face. The Asagao students in the stand lost their minds. Foul words flew around us. If anything, it seemed like a riot was amid. The referee ran out into the field and spoke to PBG. He shook his head and tried to stand on his leg. Oh crap, did he break his leg? Only to instantly collapse again. I don't understand what happened. That player basically trapped PBG's ankle between his feet and I twisted it on purpose. It looked like some kind of judo move. There was no judo. Finally, a stretcher arrived from the main building, along with Mr. McPasta. I forgot he was in this game. PBG was gently placed on the stretcher and rolled off the field. My heart sunk as I watched him roll past me, his face contorted in pain. How are we going to win without PBG? He's our best player. Jeff can't handle the rest by himself.
no.
I can't stay here. I'm going to check on PBG, okay? You can't go to the nurse's office. They won't even let you in. I patted him and Mai on the shoulders and stood. I'll make them let me in. I couldn't explain why seeing PBG in pain let me feel so uneasy, but I felt like I was going to be in a constant stress until I saw him. What if he was hurt worse? What if his leg was broken? As I scurried to the nurse's office, I tried to keep the worst possibility from my mind, but it kept whispering through like a ghost. PBG wouldn't be able to play anymore. There was no way. I opened the door to the nurse's office myself, and it was still quiet, a far cry from the chaos of the soccer field. The sun was pouring through the open window, curtains fluttering slightly in the breeze. I glanced around for Mr. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my names. I glanced around for Mr. McPasta, but he was nowhere to be found. BBG's legs formed long lumps underneath the bed, his feet sticking up in the air like flags. It didn't seem like anyone else was sick. I slipped through the curtains that were hung around him for privacy and pulled a stool up next to his bed. He lay still, eyes closed. Was he sleeping? How could he have fallen asleep so fast? Then it hit me. He hadn't been sleeping before this. Of course he fell asleep. In the distance, I heard cheers. I stood and peeked out the window, seeing the Asagao students in a frenzy and the players cheering. Somehow, I still managed to win. I sat back down and brushed PBG's hair out of his face. Mr. McPasta obviously helped him clean up a bit, as his face was no longer covered with dirt and sweat of the game. I glanced at his leg, snug under the sheets. I couldn't tell what was wrong. Should I take a peek? Look, don't look. How about don't look? PBG shifted and glanced at him. Ugh. He blinked a few times, then looked at me.
Hana.
What are you doing here? The game! Did we win the game? What happened? I glanced towards the open window. We won. He scanned my face and frowned. What's wrong? Tears filled my eyes. I was so worried about you, you big idiot! I leaned over and hugged him. Arms encircled me. The arms that were surprisingly strong. If you don't mind. I forgot that. I haven't watched Creeps McPasta in so freaking long. And this brings back memories. I flung PBG away from me. Where did you come from? Been here the whole time.
What?
Oh, wait, I don't need to say that. PBG, I'm sorry to say that to you. You won't be playing anymore this season. PBG's eyes fell. He didn't say anything. Let me check the time. Okay. The injury itself isn't so incredibly bad, but it will take a few weeks to heal. At this point, the stress of practicing and playing would prevent it from healing properly. If you try to push it, this improper healing will create scar tissue, further limit the strength and flexibility of your leg. Please, and I do mean please, do not try to play. Even walking around campus will be more than enough stress. This campus is freaking huge. Oh yeah, he said pooping, and then I'm like, wait, that's kind of silly. Pooping? And I'm like, yeah. I'm sorry, PBG. I put a hand on his arm and he didn't react. Hey, it's okay. The team won this game, right? They're in line to do pretty well this season. You're their captain, and you've been doing a great job training them, so... A gentle hand rested itself on my shoulder, and I looked up at Creeps.
Miss Mizuno.
I think it would be best if you let him rest a bit. Yes, sir. I stood, and with one last pat on PBG's shoulder, I left. Just as I got to the door, I remembered something.
PBG.
He was crying. I turned back around and left the room, pretending I saw nothing. I couldn't believe this happened to him. This was his worst nightmare. Wasn't there some way I could help? I'll take the slide, and you can mime the movements while I'm... PBG, are you listening? Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? It was the day after PBG's injury. His knee was wrapped in a brace and his ankle stiffly bandaged to keep it from moving too much. He shouldn't even be walking on it, but he insisted on coming to class if everything was normal. I'll read the slide and you can do the movements. Sure. No matter what I tried, it was as if he was on another planet. Turn down the volume a bit more. Okay, let's see. Hey, how are you feeling? I'm fine. Are you sure? You can always come talk to me if you need to. Thanks, Hana. I know that. He sighed. It's fine. I don't have anything to say, really. Okay, but if you do, I'm here. Thanks. The rest of the day passed slowly by. PUG didn't end up getting any better. Mostly he just stared at his desk and tried to move as little as possible. And I wasn't the only one who noticed. Freaking Comic Sans, Ian! Still, there was nothing we could do. In the middle of my worries, I saw a familiar green jacket and a bushel of brown hair. John! He about jumped a foot into the air.
Ah!
What? What? I'm sorry. I didn't do it. It was a mistake. Really. I didn't know it would break like that.
What's up?
Oh, Hana. What's on your mind? What was that about? What's on your mind? I asked you a question. His eyes narrowed.
Ah!
What's on your mind? Sorry, never mind. I mean... PBG's been really, really sad since he got injured. It's like the life got sucked out of him. I was hoping there was something we could do to cheer him up. Yeah, he's been having trouble getting out of bed in the morning. He hasn't even been practicing for the tournament like he's supposed to. At this rate, he'll definitely lose. I guess, but really, I wanted to make him happy.
No!
This cannot stand! We cannot lose to this hidden block scum! Remember, he's in the drama club, Hana. So what's your idea? Yeah. That's why I came to you. Oh my god, Hana. Sister just got... Okay. Okay. Oh my god, Hana. My sister just got back from this huge spa trip. Wait, you have a sister?
I can't believe this.
It's so not fair. I wish I could have gone, but she didn't even invite me. What's the point of being related to rich people if they don't let you do the cool things?
Yeah.
Why, that's it. What is? Wait, wrong voice. What is? We should take a trip to... I paused and leaned to whisper. A hot spring. Do you hear something? What's that dust cloud in the distance? Jeez, so frickin' wait. Jared, why? What the f... Did somebody say fan service? Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry, but that was just hilarious. Yeah. I can't stop laughing. Frickin' Jared. It's like, did somebody say fan service? Oh my god. No! Aw.
Yeah!
Yes! My voice. I'm so excited. I'm so glad everyone could come. I looked around at Jared and Mai's excited faces, and the dissonantly, I can't say that word, sad PBG.
Alright!
I'm sure this is going to be a great time. And of course, any time spent with you two lovely ladies is bound to be great.
Oh, Jared.
So, has anyone been to this hot spring before?
Mm-hmm.
I've been to another, but never this one. I didn't even know we had one at Higanbana. But I guess it's pretty cool that we do. I know about most hot springs in the nation, but this one seems to have been recently built. There's an inn attached to it and everything. PUG stays silent. Oh, that's our stop. Let's go. We entered the general inn area and made our way to hot springs, excited. Maya and I split off to the ladies' side while PBG and Gerard... I keep saying Gerard instead of Jared. I'm sorry. Headed towards the men's area. As Maya and I cleaned off, we chatted animatedly about the trip. I can't wait to see Jared with his shirt off. This was the best idea, Hana, ever! I tried not to stare at her body. Tried very hard not to compare it to my own. Aw, I mean, I had always known that Maya was a bit bigger in some areas, but I never bothered to. Well, it wasn't important. Gee, this reminds me of the relationship between me and Sonia. Okay. Still, I stared down at my boyish frame and frowned. I've been planning for this day, Hana. I'm so ready. What do you mean?
He's so cute.
What do I mean? This was a golden opportunity, the perfect opportunity to capture my Jared's heart. I've got a whole plan set out and everything. You're not going to do anything that could get you into legal trouble, right? Girl, what kind of fool do you take me for? Anyways, you ready to go? Yeah. I wrapped a towel around myself and stepped out to the hot springs. It's so nice in here. I immediately got into the water, but I hesitated. Was she going to take off her towel? I wasn't prepared. Wait, I forgot something in there. Okay, hurry back. As I turned away, I noticed Maya unclip her hair from her head and do a dramatic hair flip. What was she doing that for? It was only us here. Exactly. I ran back into the changing room and standing against the back wall. Calm down, Hana. You've seen naked women before. This isn't a big deal. It's not like Jared and PBG are out there. They're not going to see you. Maya's not going to judge you. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I took a deep breath. I could do this. I could totally do this. I stepped back into the hot springs, a smile on my face. Sorry about that, but I'm back. Oh, Hana. FANSERVICE! Okay. What? Come on in, the water's great. What are you doing in here? It's a communal hot spring for both sexes. Both genders! I had no idea until we found Maya out here. I glanced at Maya and I was blinded by a flashlight. I meant to say bright light, oops. When I faded, I realized it came from Jared, who was somehow sitting contently next to her and staring into her eyes. Oh my god. They were only wearing towels. They were basically naked! BBG seemed to come into this realization at the same time as me. His eyes grew wide and a blush came over his face. Don't you want to come in? Not that you have to or anything. Sure I will come in. I stepped into the hot water slowly, cautious of the fact that each step brought me closer and closer to the basically naked PBG. I held the bottom of the towels down so it wouldn't float as I got in, and I noticed PBG averted his eyes. Anyways, so, how are you guys feeling? I directed this to Maya and Jared, but they were completely out of it. There was no getting anything from either of them. True. Finally, I was in. The spring was a little small, wasn't it? BG was really close to me. Like, really, really close to me. I had a nice grip on my towel. There was no room to sit next to Maya and Jared, so I sat opposite them. PBG, standing in the center of the hot springs, looked around and then started to come towards me. Mind if I sit here? No, go ahead. He came closer to me. And closer to me. And closer! Finally, he was next to me, and he started to sit on the rocks next to me. Started to. He never made it. As he was sitting down, he bumped my arm, and my grip on the towel loosened. Oh,
No!
Oh, God, no! Hana! All at once, a giant gush of blood came flooding out of me. I'm sorry. Oh, my God. What the heck is going on? It's everywhere. The water is turning to blood. It's a sucking coming. He's floating. He's doing the dead man's float. Oh God, PBG! We're losing air. We're losing conscience. Hana! You guys alright? I am really, really worried. I woke to my hovering worriedly over me. Where am I? This is one of the inn rooms. We rented it for a little bit. I glanced around. It was a standard Japanese inn room, nice and neat, but it smelled of fresh orange peels. Maya was eyeing me, as if looking for signs of an illness. What's wrong? How did I get here? You blacked out?
Um...
Do you not remember? Not remember what? I didn't think it would be this bad, but if it was so traumatic that you don't even remember it, it was probably not best to tell you. What happened? What happened to me out there?
Hana.
I put a hand on my shoulder. There are some things in the world that you're just not meant to know. But don't question God's blessing, Hana. Yes, ma'am. Excuse me, can I come in?
PBG.
For some reason, as a well's worth of embarrassment washed over me. Mai glanced at me, then told PBG to come in.
Hey.
Hey Mai, hey Hana. Glad to see you're up again. Do you mind if I speak to you alone, Hana? Say no more. Mai stood and crossed the hallway, glancing at me over her shoulder as she did so. Play nice, you two. God freaking dang it. She winked and shut the door. He was still shirtless. He sat down in front of me and looked at me, still shirtless. God dang it. God dang it. I tried to look anywhere but his chest, anywhere, but wow. This was a really small room. It was super hot in here. Super hot! I couldn't breathe. Awkward silence.
Hana.
I know you've been worried about me lately. Oh. I glanced away. I'm sure you already know, but soccer is really important to me. One of the most important things. Like basketball, in real life. It's been driving me crazy that I haven't been able to play. I can't even attend the practices without the entire team telling me to leave them alone. But it's been my life at Asagao. Soccer is how I made friends after you left, how I gained confidence in myself. Without it, I didn't know what I'd do. I was going crazy, and I was getting depressed. But that was no reason to ignore you and throw myself a pity party. That was stupid. I'm sorry for worrying you so much. And thank you. What for? Well, I usually feel like I'm a joke to people, but when I'm with you, I feel like I'm more than that. You understand me, you make me feel like I matter, and like you take me seriously. So thank you. You're a wonderful person. Well, shucks. No, I'm serious. It was thanks to you that I could feel at home here. You showed me what it was like to have a real, true friend. Someone who genuinely cares about me. Thank you for making my school life so wonderful. Well, you're welcome. Anytime. Do you think... I flushed. Do you think we could keep growing together for the rest of our lives? I know it's cheesy, but you're an important friend to me, and I don't want to lose you again. He leaned over and pulled me into a hug. I wrapped my arms around him, smiling contentedly.
Hana.
Of course we can.
Yay!
A few seconds went by, and then I realized something. PBG was still wrapped in his towel. And so was I. It was skin on skin, just a towel separating us. As the realization hit me, my mouth went dry. I was too embarrassed to speak or move. PBG released me and I let go. Man, I'm really glad we came to that conclusion. Freaking...